Welcome to Colorado Homes and Living YouTube channel. I'm Jill Jackson.
And I'm Kelly May.
And we are local realtors here in the Denver metro area. We do these YouTube videos and upload them on a weekly basis to provide the ins and out of Colorado and give you some helpful tips and some good information for when you are ready to buy or sell a home. We also do these videos in hopes that you reach out to us. No matter if you're looking to make a move in 10 days, 10 weeks, or 10 months, it's never too soon to contact us. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you find some of these videos helpful. On today's video, we are going to talk about earnest money. What is earnest money and how it really works?
If you're thinking about buying a home, you've probably heard the term earnest money, also known as a good faith deposit. But what exactly is it? How much should you put down? And can you lose it? Let's break it all down so you know exactly what to expect.
So once you find a house and you are ready to write an offer on a property and that offer is accepted by the seller, you will typically have 1 to 3 business days to drop off what is called earnest money. You will drop this earnest money off to either a title company or the brokerage, depending on who's handling the earnest money for that specific property. And it will usually be about 1% of the purchase price. So for example, if you are writing an offer on a $600,000 home, you will either wire $6,000 to that title company or the brokerage, wherever the earnest money is being held, or you can write a personal check, or you can use a cashier's check. So once you drop it off, that title company or the brokerage will hold those funds until the day of closing. This earnest money is typically what we call good faith money that you will close on the property and not back out. It's kind of like having some skin in the game, so to speak. Once you drop the earnest money off at the title company, they will hold those funds until the day of closing. And then once you close, you will get that money back as a credit where you then can apply it towards your closing costs or down payment. However, there are some other things that can happen along the way when it comes to earnest money.
Exactly. So what happens if you back out? Is your earnest money refundable, or what happens to it? In Colorado, you are very well protected as a buyer in Colorado. You have many opportunities to do your due diligence and make sure you want to continue to purchase the home. But in the event that you don't, some of the examples that you are eligible to get your earnest money back is the inspection. You have the right to have a full inspection, make sure that you are comfortable moving forward with the home, and even do some negotiations. If for whatever reason you do not continue to purchase the home based on the inspection, you can terminate and receive your earnest money back.
And to get your earnest money back, a couple of things happen. You fill out a notice to terminate and an earnest money release form that is signed by both you and the seller. Once that is signed, then the title company will release that earnest money, and you can either go to the title company and pick that money up in person, or they can mail it to you. And then once that's done, then you take your earnest money and you can keep moving forward and try to find a new property.
The most important thing with earnest money is that you have to know your deadlines. That is part of our job to help you navigate through the transaction. Knowing your deadlines, like the inspection, the appraisal, your loan date, working with your agent to make sure that if you do need to terminate, it is done properly so your earnest money is protected.
Because if for whatever reason you get past all of your dates and deadlines, and let's just say it's the day before closing and all of a sudden you just changed your mind, all of a sudden you no longer want to move forward with the property, you will forfeit that earnest money. And that will be something the seller is able to keep for damages and essentially for keeping the home off of the market and not marketing it to other potential buyers because they were under the impression that you were going to purchase the home. So that is something to definitely make sure, when you're working with your realtor, that you are staying on top of your dates and deadlines and as you are powering through the entire transaction, that you are 100% sure and confident that you want to move forward with the property. Because once you almost get to the finish line, if you, for whatever reason, just change your mind, you could end up losing your earnest money. I will say in the 11 years that I've been a realtor, I've, knock on wood, have never lost anybody's earnest money. But I think, Kelly, you've kind of had a horror story once, right?
I have had somebody forfeit their earnest money. It was my sellers, and unfortunately, the buyers were not keeping track of their deadlines, and my seller was able to keep the earnest money because of the time that the home had been off the market.
How much was that earnest money amount? Do you remember?
It was $25,000.
That's a lot of money. So definitely just make sure that you are, your realtor is just keeping track of the dates and deadlines, and you guys are sticking to the contracts, and that you know all of your outs and everything that you can do just to make sure that you don't end up in a situation where you're losing thousands of dollars.
Jill did touch on it earlier, but one of the ways that you can submit your earnest money to the title company or the earnest money holder is through a wire. There's a lot of wire fraud going on right now, so always double check where you are sending your money to, and do not send any wires blindly. You want to be verifying that information with your realtor and whatever recipient is going to be receiving that earnest money.
And just to piggyback off of what Kelly just said, with wire fraud, usually wire instructions will not be emailed to you. And if it is, it's kind of like in an encrypted link or some sort. But usually what you'll need to do is you will need to call the title company and get the instructions verbally over the phone. So I would repeat those instructions a couple of times to make sure you've got them down. And then you will call your bank and give them the wire instructions to send to the title company. Because wire fraud is a very real thing and it happens all the time. And it's extremely, extremely scary. Definitely make sure you call the title company, read off their wire instructions to them, make sure that they give you the green light, and then phone your bank, give them the wire instructions, and then you should be good to go. And if you're too nervous to do a wire, you can always do a personal check or a cashier's check and deliver that to the title company.
Earnest money is one of the first financial steps in your home buying journey, and knowing how it works keeps you confident and protected. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more real estate tips and reach out anytime if you're ready to make your next move.
There's also a QR code in the upper right portion of our YouTube channel. You can scan that and that'll take you directly to our website where there's additional information. And as we said before, it is never too soon to reach out to us. Whether you're looking to make the move in 10 days, 10 weeks, or 10 months, we look forward to hearing from you and helping you along your home journey. Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube channel, Colorado Homes and Living. I'm Jill Jackson.
And I'm Kelly May.
Until next time, take care.
Bye.